What a go on, everybody. In today's video, I will be making a drink that can help men who are currently struggling with erectile dysfunction. So I will be showing you what I'll be using to make this drink, as well as I'll be telling you about each individual benefit of every ingredient that I am using in this drink. Please watch the video throughout its entirety, because I also need to tell you how often you should take this drink and how you should take it. The first ingredient is watermelon, and watermelon is a wonder fruit when it comes to erectile dysfunction. It is more likely to induce great erections for a longer period of times, and that is because it does almost the same thing as erectile dysfunction medicines. The second ingredient is papaya. Papaya is high in vitamin C, potassium, antioxidants, and fiber, and all of those maintain arteries health and enhance blood flow. So when you have a better blood flow, that will equal to better erection. Third ingredient is ginger, and you might ask why I am using ginger. Poor circulation has been linked with erectile dysfunction in men, and ginger has a positive impact on that because it helps with blood flow as well as circulation. Use some baking soda to wash your fruits to ensure that all the dirt is gone from them, and if there is any bacteria, the baking soda will also help to cleanse the fruit properly. I'm going to show you how you can use this baking soda to wash your fruit. What you need to do is to pour a small amount of baking soda in the container that you're going to use to wash the fruit. When you do that, just pour some water inside of the container and then use your hand to stir the baking soda that's settling at the bottom. It's now time to add your fruits to the pan, guys, and if you notice that it does not have enough water, you can always pour more water inside of the pan, because you want to ensure that your fruits are washed thoroughly and you need the right amount of water to wash them. You need to rinse the fruits once more, so change the baking soda water and use fresh water to rinse the fruits. I'm gonna be using half of the melon. So cut your melon in half and slice it into desirable pieces. Make sure that you peel your papaya, cut it into two and remove the seeds, and then you chop your papaya so that it can roll into your blender. Next thing we're going to do is to chop the ginger as well. If you have a high-powered blender, you don't have to cut your fruits as small as mine, but I chose to cut mine this size because the blender that I am using is not a high-power blender. So I have to cut the fruits to match the blender. So what I am doing here, guys, I'm just adding the watermelon to the blender, and I will not be using any water because the watermelon already has enough water inside of it. So as soon as I am finished adding the watermelon, I'm going to go ahead and start blending, and you will see that it produces its own juice. Can you see that, guys? No additional water is needed, and when you do it like this, you get more nutrients. If your blender is a little stubborn, you can use a fork to stir it and then you start blending it again, because that's just how some blenders are. When you're blending the watermelon, guys, if it's not blending as fast as you want it to, you can always adjust the speed of the blender. I turn the blender down because I want to make sure that all the juice is extracted properly from the watermelon. So you can adjust the speed of the blender as you go along. So I'm just going to look inside right now, and that looks just about ready. So I am going to turn it off and add the other ingredients. I'm about to add the watermelon skin to the blender. It's also known as the rind. The rind in the watermelon contains citrulline, and citrulline is an amino acid that definitely promotes blood dilation into the vessels. So this is another good reason why watermelon helps with impotence. When you add the watermelon rind to the blender, you will notice a change of color, and that's a good sign because that tells me that the citrulline that's needed for blood dilation is present. So don't mind that the color has changed. Check the blender to make sure that the watermelon rind is properly blended, and then go ahead and add your papaya. Each of the ingredients that I use in this video are very important, so ensure that you don't skip any of them and take your time to follow the instructions properly. When you add your papaya, you blend it just as how you blend everything else and make sure that it's blended appropriately. Now it's time to add the ginger to that. That's the last ingredient. We're going to go ahead and add it to the blender. If you don't have the ginger that I am using, you can use the organic ginger powder. But I prefer to use a fresh ginger because I believe that it has more benefits when you use it like that. This looks just about ready, guys, so I'm going to turn the blender off and then I am going to strain it. Straining, of course, is optional, so if you can drink it like that without straining it, then it's more nutrients for you. If you are not able to drink it looking like this, then you can go ahead and strain it. So as soon as I am done straining it, I am going to pour it inside of a glass so that you can see what it looks like. Even if you strain this drink, guys, it is so powerful, you will still get the benefits from it. So don't mind if you can't drink it without straining it. What you need to do is to drink this on an empty stomach at least 3 times weekly. And make sure you wait for at least an hour before you consume any food. So this should be inside of your body working before you eat. Another thing that I need to mention is if you're smoking, you need to reduce the amount of smokes that you're having per day. It's even better if you don't smoke at all. Reduce your alcohol intake, change your diet, make sure that you're eating better foods, and exercise as often as possible. Once you do this, you should see a significant difference in performance. Please give this video a thumbs up, guys, so that YouTube can recommend it to other guys who are experiencing the same issues as you are. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button for access to exclusive content. See you in the next video, guys.